Hey everyone, and welcome to the Dino Bidala Show. I'm Dino Bidala. It is Friday, September 10th. We're on the eve of September 11th. And tonight on my SiriusXM show, we're going to talk about two things. One is my own personal story about how 9/11 affected the trajectory of my life and how I went literally from white dean pre-9/11 to a minority now. But politically, it's something very important to talk about, and that is how Republicans went from leading the war on terror to defending the January 6th terrorists. And even more hypocritically, and I don't mean in typical politics hypocrisy, I mean in dangerous hypocrisy, in vile, in deplorable, in infuriating hypocrisy, the same Republicans who demonized the Muslim community after January 6th and demanded we denounce terrorism and suggest that we were somehow supporting terrorists or actually cheered 9/11, these same Republicans are now defending the January 6th MAGA terrorists. This is unreal. There's hypocrisy, and then there is this. And this is very personal for me and many in my community. What the GOP did in the years after 9/11, especially from 2010 through present day, is make the life of Muslim Americans a living hell often. We felt like we were fighting for our survival when we had Republican politicians, and it really began around the ground zero mosque controversy in 2010, and then in 2012 presidential campaign, it really took off there with Newt Gingrich saying Muslims want to impose Sharia law. And then 2016 campaign, it hit levels we never saw before. And of course, the worst by far is the leader of the GOP, Donald Trump, the man who was the Osama bin Laden of the January 6th terrorist attack, Donald Trump, who literally lied during the 2016 campaign, saying that Muslims in New Jersey were cheering as the towers fell to the ground. That was an absolute lie. That's not true at all. He didn't care. He wanted to demonize us because it played well for his base. This same Donald Trump who said things like that in our mosque we're teaching people to hate and people coming out of the mosque with hate in their eyes. He also said Muslims that we know who the terrorists are, but we're not turning them in. And countless other things, from Islam hates us to the crescendo December 2015 calling for a total complete shutdown on Muslims coming to America. And what has Trump said about the January 6th terrorist attack? He has defended the people involved as peaceful patriots. He has defended Ashley Babbitt by name, a woman who was jumping through a broken glass window over the directions of an officer because behind him were elected officials. She was there to lead what's called the storm in QAnon, where Trump would literally execute his political enemies. And Trump defended her by name and defended the attackers, saying they're being treated unfairly. No denunciation of them, no calling for more surveillance of MAGA events, no saying that my MAGA supporters should turn in the bad people, no calling for a ban on them, of course not. He went from demonizing Muslims, causing a spike in hate crimes against us. And get ready for this. Hate crimes in 2016 during that campaign were higher than after 9/11, in the year after 9/11. That's because of that's Trump. This man made the lives of Muslim Americans horrific. Attacks on our places of worship, physical assaults, murders, terrorist plots to slaughter Muslims. And now he's defending the terrorists. And the GOP is on board with that. They defend the man who organized and incited the January 6th terrorist attack on our Capitol. He's not alone. You have other Republicans, Congressman Paul Gosar, who said during Obama's term that Obama was weak on terrorism, that he won't say radical Islamic terrorism, who on his website to this day, if you go to his commercial website, he's got a picture of Muslim refugees who are children with the words Trojan horse, saying, this is the way they're going to sneak Islamic terrorists into our country. And he vowed to keep America safe. What does he say now about the January 6th terrorists? He's called them patriots. He said Ashley Babbitt was killed by an officer who lied in wait and executed her. Literally used the term executed her. He had a press conference with Marjorie Taylor Greene and others just in July, calling those under arrest, being held in prison for attacking our Capitol, calling them political prisoners. Marjorie Taylor Greene was there. This is the same woman in 2018 when Rashida Tlaib and Ilhan Omar were elected. He called it as part of an Islamic invasion. That was an Islamic invasion. But when there was an actual invasion of Congress by people like her, she defends them as political prisoners. And the list goes on. Ron Johnson, numerous other Republicans who demonized Muslims for years now defend the January 6th terrorists. It's even hard to process this intellectually because this is not typical Republican hypocrisy. This is the GOP defending terrorists who attacked our democracy in the name of Donald Trump. And Donald Trump walks free. And they defend them. And Fox News, which is the Al Jazeera of America, is defending it as well. I don't know where this leads, but I can tell you the level of anger and infuriation that many of us have in our community, and many Americans of all stripes watching this, is off the charts. There needs to be justice. We must never forget 9/11. There are people who have lost loved ones 20 years ago, and I lost my father over 20 years ago, so I know the pain is immediate for those people. And we vowed to them that we would hunt down those involved in 9/11 and bring them to justice, and we did just that. Now we must vow to all Americans who believe in democracy that we will bring to justice every single person involved in January 6th, including and especially the man who incited that attack, Donald Trump, who I call Donald bin Laden, because he is the Osama bin Laden of January 6th. And every day Donald Trump walks this nation and spews his lies that the election was stolen, which is how he radicalized people to attack our Capitol. Every day he does that, our nation is less safe. Our nation is less safe every day. So we'll talk about this more on my show today. My show's live 6 to 9 p.m. on channel 127 on SiriusXM. If you don't subscribe to the SiriusXM, go check it out. There are free trials right on the website. Join, call in, be a part of our family. We got a lot of stuff to do, my friends. If you want progress, stay active. Thanks for tuning in to the preview of tonight's Dino Vidala Show.